Salute and welcome to the Stories and Cocktails podcast, where you will enjoy an entertaining short story from acclaimed humor columnist Rob Kreider. Story time is the family portion of the show. Then we move on from the stories to the cocktails. This is where the alcohol and the not safe for work portion of the show takes over, as Rob and his wife /editor /muse Sara Kreider are taking some adult beverages and provide you with a behind-the-scenes recap of what really inspired the original story. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy yourself a round of stories and cocktails. Cheers.
This story is called Dignity is So Overrated by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. My wife deputized herself. I don't exactly know when it happened, but she has become the director of Homeland Eye Booger Security. If there's an eye booger in my eye, she will jump across the dinner table and jab her finger directly into my eye to clean it out. Women of the world think, good for her, get that booger, girl. Men think, please don't embarrass me by cleaning out my eyes while we're in a public restaurant. When my wife does this to me, I feel like I'm 6 years old. Her response to my feelings? Don't act like a 6-year-old and I won't treat you like one. It isn't just the eye boogers. My wife is also a self-proclaimed hair archaeologist. She explores my body, searching for random hairs that have sprouted where, in her opinion, they shouldn't have. Nose hair, ear hair, monobrow, and the dreaded back hair. When she finds one of these hairs, she goes ahead and jerks it out without any warning. The last thing I hear before the pain hits is, oh look, you have a hair. Then, yank, the hair is plucked from my tender skin. I try to act tough, but sometimes those tears, they just roll down from my eyes. The most painful hair to have yanked from the body is, by far, ear hair. I hate to admit it, but I have sprouted some pretty bushy ear hair. One hair in particular grew about 3 inches straight out from my ear. It was so long, I could wave goodbye to people with it. I don't like my wife acting like the hair Gestapo, but even I had to admit, the long ear hair was pretty ridiculous looking and needed to go. She went ahead, grabbed a hold of the long one, and pulled. Neither one of us knew at the time that the long, pesky ear hair was actually just a nerve attached to the base of my spine that just happened to fall out of my ear. When she tried to pull it out, she practically dragged me across the room. I felt pain all the way in my feet. My wife has no shame when it comes to my hair. She will tell me how she feels whenever the mood strikes her. The other day we were in line at a deli and she said, one of your nose hairs is sticking out. Then she actually started to reach for it, right there, in front of the salami and everyone. I grabbed her arm and pleaded, please don't stick your fingers in my nose in public. She said, then you do it. I countered, no, not right now, this is a restaurant. She told me, you have to do something about it, I can't stop staring at it. If you're not going to get rid of it, at least just push it back up into your nose. Push the hair back into my nose? When this type of marital interaction takes place, I can feel the stress overwhelming me. My body temperature goes up, sweat beads on my forehead, my monobrow starts to grow back. I feel like everyone is staring at me and my grossly overdeveloped nose hair. If my wife isn't hunting eye boogers, nose hair, or back hair, she's inspecting mole sizes and colors. My wife, whom I love, has never attended any medical school, but for some reason has decided she's a certified dermatologist. If she isn't mapping out moles on my body, she's searching for zits. My wife loves nothing more in the world than popping other people's zits. And since society prohibits her from popping the zits of total strangers, that leaves only my body for her to satisfy her desire for zit popping. I can't even enjoy a massage or a back rub from my wife because I know she isn't really rubbing my back to make me feel good. She's just searching for fresh prey. And when she finds it, she's like a shark on a baby seal. Again, the famous last words are, oh look, you have a zit, and then bam, here comes the pain. Ouch, that hurt. Oh, don't be such a baby, she'll tell me. I reply, don't be such a baby? It's okay to treat me, a grown man, like a baby, but if I act like a baby, then it's don't be such a baby. Recently, my wife introduced me to the world of waxing. You see, I thought when she jerked out one hair that it hurt, but it didn't hurt. It tickled compared to the pain of having hot wax poured on my eyebrow and then having 50 hairs yanked out of my body at the same time. The worst part was seeing what seemed to be joy on my wife's face as she yanked the wax. I think she actually enjoys hurting me. I guess I shouldn't complain though. I do have 2 eyebrows now where there used to be 1. I don't have any ear hair, nose hair, or back hair, and my eyes are clean. No boogers. Life is good. Then I hear, oh wait, honey, open your mouth. You have a piece of food stuck in your teeth. Great. By the way, for obvious reasons, I like it with the lights off.
Okay, folks, it's time to pop that top and let's get to those cocktails.
Hey, everybody, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. We are at Graceland. We're actually camping at Graceland RV Park, which is really Elvis Presley's front yard.
Yeah, it is.
We literally just parked our RV in his front yard.
It's like we're his overnight RV guests.
I think when he was alive, he probably wouldn't appreciate something like this move. He was like, hey, why is there an RV in my fucking front yard? Hey,
I feel differently. I'm bringing completely different energy. I feel like if he were alive, he'd be like my Facebook friend, and he'd say, hey, you guys are rolling through Memphis? I got hookups. Just come park right in my
here.
front yard.
Dump your shitter right in my front yard.
Yeah, and
I'm the king of rock.
I'd be like, oh, cool, Elvis. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, but he's dead, so that conversation never happened. He never had a Facebook account, Mrs. Kreider.
I know. I get that.
Do you?
I'm just going with the whole vibe of camping at the Graceland RV Park.
I like it.
Yeah, my version is way better than yours.
True. I shouldn't shame the motherfucker never had social media. It's not his fault. You know what I mean?
True.
He died on the toilet way before Mark Zuckerberg was even born.
Came to Memphis last night from Nashville.
Ah, yes. Music City.
It wasn't my best, easiest traveling day.
Well, we went hard on Broadway because we like a good rooftop bar. And what we found out was that in Nashville, Tennessee, they have all of the rooftop bars in the world.
They do. All of them.
And if you want to go to the tippy toppiest one, like 6 floors up, you got to take the stairs, by the way. It's not very ADA compliant. You got to hike your ass up.
The problem with Broadway is that the bars were all right next to each other. Like there just wasn't enough space in between each bar that I wanted to go to sober up. Even walking up 6 flights of stairs wasn't enough to sober me up.
Right. Pub crawls, there has to be a crawl component.
Yes, there does.
This is a pub step.
It
right?
was.
You're just like, and then I'm drunk, and then I'm drunk.
And then they were like, hey, we don't care if you take your drink with you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But now, even the 5 steps in between bars, I literally have a drink with me. So there's no sobering up. We went to Taco Bell. I'm like, well, let me just get something to eat really quick. Like, let's just hide in this Taco Bell for a minute, eat a bean burrito and sober up. And Taco Bell was like, hey, we're Taco Bell Cantina. We'll put booze in your Taco Bell Slurpee. I was like, oh, fuck.
And they had live music. They literally had a dude playing guitar in Taco Bell.
So even at Taco Bell, I was continuing to get fucked up. There was no crawl. There was no sobering up. It was just...
You got pretty hammered.
Shit-faced. Yeah. I had a lot of my favorite artists' bars that I had to hit.
Yes.
And they were all in like a really close space. And when I think about all of the artists' bars that I have to hit, it's a blessing that I was like, fuck you, Kid Rock. Fuck you, Jason Aldean. Because imagine if I liked those artists too. That would be 2 more fucking bars I had to go to.
Yeah, you'd still be down there. You'd be pulling out your vomit-covered face out of a gutter.
Oh, yeah, you get mad at me that I cancel people. But in Nashville, it actually worked in our favor.
So celebrity bars in Nashville, let's see if I can list them off pretty quickly here. We have Luke Bryan, Dierks Bentley, John Bon Jovi's new bar, which isn't open yet. Morgan Wallen's bar was not open yet. We got Bo Cephas down there, Hank Williams Jr. You mentioned Jason Aldean, Kid motherfucking Rock.
Garth Brooks.
Oh, of course, the man himself, Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
First one we went to. Beautiful bar at the top floor. They had the Oasis, which I thought was fun.
And I can't even imagine when we go back there and you got John Bon Jovi's bar in the mix. We're going to have to stay in a hotel for like 5 or 6 days and just do 1 bar a day.
Why don't you step up your liver and fucking get it done? If you're going to go to Nashville and see all your favorite artist bars, you better get your shit together.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? You got to power through. You got to like work your liver up to this event. And I thought we had done that on this RV trip, but we failed because we did not drink at every bar.
No, we didn't. No.
We tried. Some we did doubles in. You drank a lot of Bud Light at Dirk Bentley's bar.
And I think I drank a lot of Bud Light at Luke's bar too.
Yeah, Luke's bar was good. They actually have a huge full-size Chevy truck hanging over the stage because every song he sings talks about his truck. I thought it was pretty funny. I'm like, I like Luke Bryan. This dude's got a sense of humor. You know? He's been criticized for that shit. Good for you, man. Just be on the nose. Put that truck right above the fucking band and play some fucking songs about trucks.
You and I really like Luke Bryan. I mean, really, our new interest in country music is all attributed to Luke. He brought us in.
Oh, yeah. Crashed my plane.
Yeah. He just said, hey, do you guys want to come hang out at the beach? And then he just introduced us to all, this whole new world of country music. And we fucking love it. We love him. We think he might be the greatest country music artist of all times. But
he's been snubbed.
Not everybody loves him. Yeah, he's been snubbed.
So we toured the Grand Ole Opry, which was a fantastic tour. Definitely do it. And then if you perform there and you're an influential person in country music, they ask you to be a member. And so these members have like a plaque on the wall.
Now, you're talking about this as if you're the expert in all things Grand Ole Opry. And yes, you might know some shit now because we toured it, but literally like 4 days ago, you were like, what's there to do in Nashville? And I was like, I don't know. They get this
We can listen to the cicadas make noise.
thing, like, I don't know, Grand Ole Opry or something. Like, it says we can tour it. I'm like, over here on Travelocity, it says we could get a tour. And I'm like, well, book that tour. And I'm like,
Let's tour it.
do you even know what it fucking is? And you're like, no.
I don't care. The reason I signed us up for it is because I was like, it'll just keep us out of a bar for an hour. I'm signing us up for tours because I'm like, what do you want to do? I'm like, any fucking tour. Just like put us on a tour where there's no alcohol. Don't tour the fucking, the next brewery. I want to tour something that's not alcohol related.
We really thought that this was just going to be a delay tactic on our own drunkenness. But it turned out to be really, really, really interesting. I mean, we're so glad that we did that because it
Fascinating.
was fucking cool. And we learned all this stuff. I had no idea what the Grand Ole Opry even was. And then I'm in there and I'm watching the videos because they just show you all these videos from when they asked artists to be a member.
Would you
and
like
they
to be a
start
member?
crying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm crying. I'm like, oh,
It's
this
so
is so emotional. Oh, there's 74 active members. I'm like, well, then we probably have another 90 minutes of tape left because I want to watch every single member cry on that stage when they get invited to be a member. And I'm going to cry with them. Like, it was so moving.
So they take you through all the dressing rooms. They're all decorated. It's totally awesome. Then they show you the plaques. So when you're a member, you get to put a plaque on the wall. And so I see like Dirk Bentley. I see Dustin Lynch. And these are guys that are warming up the stage for Luke Bryant at Crash My Playa. So I'm like, okay, well, where's Luke's plaque? Okay, I'm looking through. Oh, I must have missed it. Went through too fast. What the fuck? So then I'm furious.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm like, I'm going to stand outside. I want to get a petition. He's being snubbed by the Grand Ole Opry. I am so outraged. And I can't believe how outraged I am about something I knew nothing about 24 hours before that.
5 seconds before.
I'm like, dude, my boy Luke got snubbed.
Well, and then I looked it up. I Googled it. Like, hey,
why
Google,
isn't he in this?
Why isn't he in this? And I mean, I've never seen Google come back with an answer quite like this. Google was like, it's anybody's guess.
No one's really sure why he's not in.
Google said he's played pretty much once a year since he started his career. Like, he's a super big supporter of the Grand Ole Opry. Never been asked to be a member. And I'm telling you, all of the internet didn't know why. No one could tell me why.
So then I told you, okay, here's what we're going to do. Every time he plays the Grand Ole Opry, we got to fly in and be there because we might be there the night he gets inducted.
For sure.
The thing what they do is we found out during the video is that you don't know when you're on stage. One artist said, yeah, I didn't know my whole family came in. They kept it a secret. So when I got asked, looked over and there my whole family was. So he's like, oh, that's the clue.
Well,
right?
so that's what we said. Poor Luke. Every single time he plays, he's getting up on stage and he's like looking in the audience.
He's like, is my wife here?
Is this the one? Is my wife here? My kids here? My mom and dad here?
He's using Find My iPhone. He's like, honey, why are you still home in Georgia? Why aren't you in fucking Nashville? I might get. She's like, you're not getting asked, dude.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to go play again.
He's like, Dustin Lynch has his fucking name on here.
I'm not going to get asked.
He's my
to be a
pool
member.
party guy. What the fuck?
The crazy part is he's going to be looking for his whole family in the audience and he's just going to see us year after year. Because damn it, we're going to be there. When they finally ask
I'm
him,
going to do an online petition. Everybody, thousands of signatures. This is injustice. And I know there's like some conflict in Gaza right now, but there's no bigger injustice right now in the world than this motherfucker is not in the Grand Ole Opry. I'm just saying it's bullshit.
Like, I'm also incensed, but that was a little rough, that comparison. The best thing about the tour is that we were indoors, away from the cicadas.
Cicadas.
This whole trip, I've been like checking the internet, like where are the cicadas? And we've been missing them. They landed in Nashville the same time we did. Oh my, the noise.
The front of our RV is just fucking covered in them.
Oh.
We've just been killing them all up and down the freeway.
Good. I hope we took out a bunch of them. But even taking out that many on our RV, like the noise is just deafening.
And you found out the noise they make, they crack their ribs, click, 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 and they make this noise. And the noise gets louder than a jet engine. And they're in every tree in Nashville right now. They were over our motorhome while we were camping there.
And I was just
fucking
trying
crazy.
to like dodge every tree and just pretend like they didn't exist. And then you were over there and like, look, there's one. I'm taking a picture of one. Oh, look I got this picture. It's still alive. I'm just like, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to see him. Don't point him out to me. You were fascinated. I was just running.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It scared you.
Now, I mean, knock on wood, in Memphis, we haven't heard the demons. I don't know if they're here or not, but I don't hear them. They're not here at Graceland.
We escaped Nashville to escape the cicadas, and now we're in Elvis Presley's front yard, and I haven't heard one since we got here.
That's good. Apparently, Elvis has got a good exterminator.
Yeah, he does. You told me something that was kind of shocking to me. You said, when there's no toilet paper, you will take the roll off the toilet paper, and you will use a piece of cardboard to dry your vagina.
Not like by choice. I'm not happy about it. I'm desperate. It's something. It's like kind of like just pat it dry so that you don't, get a couple of drops in your underwear for the rest of the night. You do not know the path that my vagina has walked throughout the day at any given time. Like every time I go into the bathroom, I guess you just assume it's like the Shangri-La. It's just like waterfalls and
I thought there were
lavender
Care Bears in there
spritzes
handing
and-
you like fluffy towels.
Yeah, like you just think like, oh, I don't know what's happening in there, but I'm sure
It's just a rainbow waterfall of douche.
I'm sure it's a summer's eve.
Yeah, a summer's eve.
That's what you think is happening in there. And I'm just telling you, it's just a regular bathroom and there's not always toilet paper and there's not always like ass gaskets. And sometimes there's none of the above. Plus, there's not even like a cardboard roll that you can like tear off and kind of like.
Then you just shake it like a Polaroid picture?
Yeah.
And just like get the drips to go down?
Yeah.
How long does that take? How many shakes does it get?
Well, a long time.
That seems like a lot of leg strength. Is that why you have such a nice ass? Because you just shake your ass over the toilet
It
seat?
is. It's just because I just shake.
Because you do
my
have
ass
nice legs.
over.
I'm assuming that's some cardio. So it's just a butt shaking.
You know, I don't work out or do squats or anything like that.
I
but
have been amazed that you have gorgeous legs and you do not work out.
I do them in public.
What I should
restrooms.
assume then, the fact that your legs are so gorgeous, is that you actually don't have toilet paper a lot more than I realized, because you're
And
doing
I'm
a lot of
just
ass shaking over a lot of public restrooms. So while you're not in there taking a shit, you're actually just shaking your ass, making your legs better, and trying to drop pieces of piss off of your vagina lips into the
Oh
toilet.
yeah. Oh God, that was the most disgusting thing you've ever said.
Well, was it anatomically accurate?
I don't even know. I don't know.
You don't know because
I
you don't
don't
even know
know.
your own
The
vagina.
problem with the shaking, though, is that, and this is going to be too much information, but like the more that I shake, the more that I feel like I have to go to the bathroom.
The gift and the magi.
I'm at an age, women get to a certain age, any kind of physical exertion, like I gotta pee. Climb a flight of stairs, I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. I laugh really hard, I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. I cough really hard, oh, I gotta pee. So you see where I'm going with this. I shake over a toilet, oh, I gotta pee some more. So it's just like a non-ending cycle. Like I don't
Always having to piss.
Yeah. So really,
That's your life.
What I'm learning now after all of these years, and I mean, you would have thought that I would have learned this like a long time ago. I'm just learning, like, check for toilet paper first.
Yeah, so that seems like an obvious go-to, but that's not something you're doing.
Just carry some in your purse. Well, I'm drunk.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You're just waddling in there like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I just walked all these stairs to Dirk Bentley's bar. I don't have time to check for the fucking toilet paper.
Dirks Bentley's bar. The man's name is Dirks.
So I guess this probably makes sense then.
How many things do you say to yourself when you're sober? When you say like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, right? And you even like have like conversations with like you look in the mirror like, hey, no matter what you do, I know you're gonna get fucking drunk today, but don't. I have these conversations with myself too. Sober me is like, hey,
What are the conversations you have with yourself when you're sober? I'm interested. 3 things.
this very basic
You
one.
say check for toilet paper. 1.
Yeah,
What's number 2 and number 3?
that's it. Just
Just
hey,
number 1 thing.
Yeah, just hey, girl, before you get so fucking drunk and you're just pissing everywhere, check for toilet paper in the stalls. And
I have a totally different thing. I'm
next thing I know, I get drunk and I'm just like sitting there and I check for like after the fact. I'm looking for the toilet paper and that's not there and I'm like, oh damn
like,
it.
oh, what was that one thing I was supposed to remember?
Yeah, I was supposed to remember to do this.
See, for me, when I'm sober, talking to myself about when I'm about to get drunk, I say to myself, like, okay, dude, okay, don't be a fucking dick. Just don't be a dick.
Mm.
Be a nice guy. Be friendly. Be jovial. Be everyone's bro. You don't have to be a dick tonight. Just have a good time.
Now, okay, now knowing this, I'm honestly going to say that I keep my sober promises as a drunk person way more than you do.
Then I tell myself,
Do you get what I'm saying? I check for toilet paper more often than you're not a dick.
yes, thank you for
Did you see?
women.
That's what I was
Yeah, I gotta pick that
saying.
up.
Like, because you are a dick.
Rule number 2 is I say, if you get nachos tonight, 6 nachos. Just 6 nachos and not 60.
What does that mean? Does that mean you order nachos 6 times? Or does that mean you eat 6 chips?
6 chips with barbecue sauce.
Oh, honey,
a little bit
you've never eaten 6 chips in your life.
Yeah, no, I like to bullshit myself when I'm sober. Then the third thing is I say, when you get home, don't eat a pint of ice cream. I'm glad you're walking me through your vagina journey each night because I don't always know what that journey is. And then we get back into bed that night and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, no.
Yeah, no, you don't trust.
Because I'm trying to go downtown.
You always go like, no, trust me. And I'm like, I do. I trust you. Like, I don't think that you're going to do anything down there that I don't like. What I'm asking you is to trust me, that I've been in a relationship with this vagina like my whole life. And for the last 24 hours, I have intimate details of all of the times that we found toilet paper and all of the times that we didn't find toilet paper and all of the miles that we walked and the non-cotton underwear that we're wearing because we want to be sexy and all of the things and the humidity. I have intimate knowledge of what's going on with my vagina. And I'm asking you to trust me. Hey, we've got batteries that will do this job for us. Like and then you always go, shh, 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 shh.
I'm like, baby, I'm a pervert.
I know better.
I'm gonna take care of you. Don't you trust me? I'm gonna make you feel good.
It's my fucking body, dude. I know what's going on over there. Like, I know what you're capable of. I'm saving you from yourself right now.
Well, in the future, don't be so coy about it. Don't be like, no, you don't need to go downtown. Just say like, listen, bro, I dried my vagina with a piece of cardboard. I'm like, oh, got it. 10-4.
With a waxy piece of ass gas.
Sounds good. You know what? I don't need to hear any more about it. I'll be out. I'll talk to you next week.
Why do I even have to give you those details? Why can't I just say like, not tonight?
Because I'm drunk. I can't even convince myself not to eat fucking 60 nachos and fucking a pint of ice cream and not be a dick. So I certainly don't understand. You're like, nah, don't do it. I'm like, nah, you want me to do it? I can do it. I'm so good at it. You just have to say, I dried my vagina with a piece of rolled up cardboard in a dirty woman's restroom. I'm like, oh.
Can I help you on All Friends? Can I say like, this pint of ice cream had a rolled up piece of cardboard in it, or these nachos had a rolled up piece of I'm just trying to like help you not eat all of the things.
You know what I want you to do? Every time we use a roll of toilet paper at our house, I want you to take that roll, stick it in your purse. Then we go to a fucking restaurant. After I eat 6 chips, I want you to just drop the roll into the nachos.
Oh, like the empty cardboard.
Yeah, just drop it right in there.
Just so you're done.
And then if I'm getting some ice cream, I have like 2 bites, just drop the roll. Just as soon as I see an empty roll of toilet paper, oh, that's the universal sign for no licking.
Yeah, I don't really want this to be my job.
Well, it would be very effective. I'm not going to pick past the fucking toilet paper roll to eat nachos or eat ice cream or eat your vagina.
I just don't feel like toilet paper roll needs to be the flag that I carry around to stop you from eating things. Like, this is your own journey. Just don't eat the nachos. Don't eat the ice cream. And when I say tonight's not the night, just respect that and move on.
A dirty toilet paper roll would help. But I'm a fucking liar. And here's why. Because if you did that, I would grab the roll and be like, dur, 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 I'm going to eat your vagina. Dur, 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 I'm going to eat these fucking nachos. Like, I would literally grab a dirty, like, dur, 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 dur. Let's eat some fucking ice cream.
Okay. So then I'm not going to do that then.
It might slow me down a minute or a second.
So you could just make like a weird horn noise out of
Yeah.
cardboard
I'm
cylinder
so
that I
up.
carry around in my purse. Dude, if I'm going to carry stuff around in my purse, it's going to be toilet paper. But that's if I'm going to carry extra shit around in my purse, and I'm probably not.
Gotcha.
So we're
You
just...
have the shake meth. That's how you keep that nice legs of yours. You're like, what do you want? You want no cellulite or you want to clean your vagina? I'm like, I don't know. It's
the only workout.
6 1 half dozen the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They both, I like the good legs.
A day like today where every bathroom I went into was fully stocked with toilet paper, I didn't get a workout.
True.
That was actually in Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta where we got the boot.
We got the boot. Oh,
They put a boot on our RV in Atlanta. We couldn't leave. Fuck you, Atlanta.
Atlanta doesn't keep the toilet paper in the bathrooms stocked up. And if you park your RV in the TJ Maxx parking lot, and then you don't go shop at TJ Maxx, you just go take a bike ride. Yeah, you get the boot.
Yeah, so we rolled the RV in. We went on the belt line. We took
When
our
you
bikes
said we
off.
got the boot, I thought you meant like we got kicked out.
No, we actually got kicked in. They wouldn't let us leave.
They're like, hey, you're stay here now,
They're
motherfucker.
like, you ain't leaving. So there's a thing called the Beltline. They took this old railroad section that goes through town, and they just made it this totally great bikeway, walkway, dogway. It was fantastic. Bars on it. Everyone's having the greatest time. We loved it. But we thought, hey, let's park our RV. Let's enjoy this part of the city, these beautiful parks. It's going to be great. And then we came back to our RV, and they said, listen, I know we advertised all this Beltway stuff and how you should ride your bike.
Beltline.
But you know what? We're going to go ahead and just fucking put a boot on your RV because you didn't actually shop at TJ Maxx. So then $75 later, the boot was removed from our RV. Motherfuckers.
When I first saw the boot, I was so outraged. Like, how dare they? And with no warning. And then it was like, there was literally a sign every 2 feet. You will get the boot.
Yeah, when I was on the phone with lady, I'm like, hey,
there will
what's
be a
the deal?
$75 fine if you leave this parking lot for 5 fucking seconds.
I tried the whole like, my wife's in TJ Maxx right now. She's buying a fucking outfit. She's like, sir, there's 163 signs on the property. You left the property with your bicycle. We watched you. I'm like, how much is it? Can I give you my credit card? I only fought the feeling for about 32 seconds. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
It turns out if you want to use the Beltline and you're traveling in an RV, I know a really great spot, a really safe space where you can park your RV and it just costs $75.
Only $75.
There's a $75
and no one will steal your
parking
RV.
fee.
They'll actually put some additional anti-theft devices in so that nobody will steal your RV. It's the safest place to park your RV.
It really is.
It's fine. All good. You got a full set of staff watching it, waiting for you to come back and put your bikes back on the back of the rack. And it was hard for us to like really argue. I'm like, I didn't leave this property. So I'm like fucking locking my bike up on the back. I'm like, I was here the whole time just shopping at TJ Maxx. I rode my bike 10 feet to the front door of TJ Maxx. Like, oh really? Sir, is 163 signs. I'm like, okay, here's $75. Give me the fuck out of here.
Well, the funny thing is that you were so outraged. And so pretty much every Atlantan that we met, you were like, they're like, here's your rum and Diet Coke. And you're like, hey, I got a boot. Can you believe that? Or the Uber driver, like, how's your day going? You're like, well, today's pretty good, but 3 days ago I got a boot. Like anyone who would listen, you're telling them. You're down in the embassy suites, like ordering your free omelet. He's like, what do you want on your omelet? You're like, well, I know what I don't want. A boot. But every Atlantan that we met had a story of when their car got booted.
Everybody gets the boot.
It's like a rite of passage. If you are in Atlanta, your car gets the boot. Like we didn't meet a single person who was like, oh, that's weird. I've never heard of that. And their stories were recent. It wasn't like, 10 years ago. They were like, oh no, 10 days ago.
You're like, yeah, Wednesday I got the boot.
And I got the boot.
The guy's like, I work here and I got the boot.
Oh,
you couldn't even
right.
go home.
Yeah.
They're like, you didn't shop here. He's like, I know because I'm an employee here. They're like, oh, sorry, take the boot off.
That's right. He was.
Fucking insane.
The Beltline was insane, though. You and I have been on a lot of bike trails. We kind of chase bike trails.
Yeah, they're
we
fun.
love bike trails. And so we were super excited. We found a new city with a new bike trail. And it was beautiful. And it went by so many businesses, like so many things to
Ice
see and
cream
do.
bars. It was so fun.
But so many people. It was, that Beltline was more crowded than Disney World.
And we were trying to navigate on a bicycle.
Yeah.
It was challenging with a flight of beer in us, which is tough to do.
We were there on a Saturday. And it's one of those things like I did not know how to feel. I was so happy to see this really awesome feature of the city being utilized by so many people. I got really energized by that. Like, look at how many people are out walking around, walking their dogs, riding their bikes. This is amazing. But then the other part of it was like, get the fuck out of my way. How can I get drunk and ride my bike with all these people? I can't do it.
Well, it's dogs, strollers. There's the Lime like rental scooters.
Yeah, the scooter rentals.
12-year-olds just jamming by you. It was a lot.
If you could think of like LA commuter traffic, what would that look like with bike riders, scooters, and people? This is it.
And then I will be clear about this. There was occasionally like a menace to society, and it was always a fucking like 28-year-old white girl on a rental bike. Just like fucking, excuse me, just zipping through, and you're like, lady,
no, worse.
We're all just cruising through together.
Worse than the 28-year-old white girl on a rental bike was like the 35-year-old white girl exercising. Full on helmet on, full on like road racing bike, coming through like she's trying to beat her own like Tour
Personal
de
best.
France
Yeah.
record. And she's coming through on your left. And, by the end, I was just like, no, bitch, I'm on your right. Like, or no shit, everyone's on my left. Are you not on the same fucking bike trail that I'm on? Like, get in line, dude. I can barely keep this bike upright. I'm going so slow because I'm going at a pedestrian's pace, and you want to come through here like you're Lance fucking Armstrong? No, get the fuck away.
One ball, cranked up on steroids.
Blood transfusions.
Exactly. Just
coming through here 30
yellow
miles
jersey,
per hour.
fucking lying to everybody about your usage of fucking, steroids.
You think because you yell that you're on my left that somehow gives
Exactly.
you the right of way around all these other people?
It was a little insane.
Fuck off, dude. It was fun, though. I liked it. I would definitely do that again, the Beltline.
We saw Atlanta Braves play at Truist Park, which now has become one of our top 3 favorite ballparks of our 30 ballpark adventure.
Oh, really? Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
What are the other 2?
Well, without a doubt, we're talking about San Diego Padres. Petco Stadium is always my top favorite.
Okay.
And then we got to go with the Giants, man.
Okay. So you're just deciding for both of us now what our top 3 is?
As a married couple and I'm the man, I have an opinion and you have to just share that opinion.
Okay.
Because we're one entity and I've
Okay.
decided.
I'm going to say Truist Park is up there in my top 6.
Not even top 5.
It might be. I mean, if I say it's in the top 6, like it could be first.
So you don't have an opinion.
But Detroit is up there in my top 3.
Yeah. Oh, top 3?
Yeah, I like Detroit. Detroit has the tigers with the ball in their mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got like a certain vibe that it appeals to me.
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah,
That's the vibe.
exactly.
A lot of balls in the mouth.
a lot of balls in Tiger's mouth. I really liked the aesthetic of the park.
True.
I found it, I don't know, it just made me giggle and laugh.
It is funny.
I just
Makes
loved
you
it.
laugh, for
yeah,
sure.
I fucking loved that park.
They had some rooftop bars there as well across the street. So that's our thing. You give us a rooftop bar, we'll come to your town. Now, we have been given a recent criticism of the podcast by one Addison Kreider, our own daughter, who says, you guys only talk about sex and nobody can really identify with you guys. And so I was like, really? Interesting. Now, I've been talking about sex because I'm trying to come up with subject matters that are not specific to offend my daughter, which is, why don't we talk about why our daughter, who lives in LA, is a comedian, doesn't have another job? You want us to make that part of the show? Or should we just keep talking about our sex life?
What you specifically said, though, is you said, does she want me to talk about how she doesn't have a second job, or does she want me to talk about how I bang her mom?
I guess I was a little more crass about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm just segueing to the next point because something came up today and I want to discuss it, and it has to do with sex. So I need to know from you, how many hours, minutes, seconds does it has to be since the last time I shat that we can have intercourse? Because you said to me this morning, get away from me. You still have your shit sweat on you. To indicate that, like, if I take a shit, I'm doing some like cardio workout and I come out with like sheens of sweat going down my face when I take a crap.
Yes. Have you heard yourself?
You don't want that on you?
Have you heard yourself? Look, you worked out this morning. You did yoga or whatever it is that you do, your planks and you did your floor exercises in the RV this morning.
Yes.
So I heard you. I heard what it sounds like when you are doing strenuous exercise. That sounded less labor intensive than the sounds coming out of that bathroom. So when you say like, what's shit sweat? Like, do I come out with my brow? Yes, you do. It's sheen, sweat. It's like this anxious smell.
Well, you haven't answered the question. How many hours, minutes, seconds between my latest shit and intercourse?
Well,
does
I
have
don't
to
know.
be?
How long does it take you to take a shower? Like a really hot shower.
Deep cleanse.
Yeah.
Right.
With the
Okay, so with a loofah, like, you don't even have a loofah on the fucking RV. So you need me to shit, shower, shave, and then sex.
Or yes, and eat more fiber. You have got to get more fiber in your diet.
How do you know? Is it a grunting guttural sound?
Yes.
Is it a really?
Yeah.
You can hear that through the door.
Yeah, honey.
This is not. I'm having alone time.
No, you can hear everything in this RV.
So there's no secrets.
There's no secrets.
You know when I shit. You know when I masturbate. There's
Yeah.
no secrets at all.
No, none. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's some things. The thing about secrets is that you don't know if they exist or not, right? Because they're a secret.
I haven't had a secret from you in 27 fucking years, dude. I haven't gotten away with anything. I can't even eat a Jolly Rancher. Like, oh, you can eat that Jolly Rancher? Like, fuck.
That would be a weird thing to do in secret, eating a Jolly Rancher.
I just want to do it so I can have a secret. I'm like, fucking bitch. I'm not even going to let her know I ate this.
Okay.
But right now I'm drinking a Skinny Captain Cocoa Boo, which is so good. A caffeine-free Diet Coke with Malibu rum and Captain Morgan's. And what do you have there?
Same as you with Captain Morgan's and Malibu, but I've got one of those sparkling ice, black cherry or something like that.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I fucking love those
That's a
sparkling ice.
good
I know.
drink,
We
man.
need vodka, though. I have been trying to get vodka ever since, I don't know, we were east of Texas. Basically, ever since they stopped selling vodka in the grocery store.
Well, we went to a Wine and More, and they didn't even sell it there. Went in there, walked around, like, okay, I must be missing something here. Went to ask for help.
We
They're
went-
like, we don't
we
sell
walked
that.
every aisle. I finally grabbed an employee. I said, hey, where's the and more? And he looked at me and he said, not in Georgia. Are you fucking kidding me?
Cannot get hard liquor at
and
a
beer
Total Wine and More.
at the Total Wine and More. So the only and more is beer.
They should just call that one Totally Wine.
So I have needed a bottle of vodka for quite a few states now, and I just can't get it. And I really think this is funny because when we first came into these no liquor in the grocery store states, we laughed. We're like, ha ha ha, you think that's going to stop us from drinking? You're so stupid. We're going to drink anyways.
Yeah, fuck
And now-
you, Georgia. We'll still get some alcohol in us.
And now I'm like, actually, the joke is on us. I have needed a bottle of vodka.
We
for-
actually have been thwarted.
Yeah, about 5 weeks now. I've been like, hey, remember, we got to pick up a bottle of vodka.
We have not been able to fucking get it
I keep saying, when we get a chance, we got to grab a bottle of vodka. And sure enough, we just haven't had the fucking chance.
No, multiple cities, multiple parking lots. So they are thwarting our abilities to get drunk, but we'll still find our way around it. We'll go with the rum. Nobody hides the rum from us. Okay, but let's talk about a story here. So the story that we did for this show is called Dignity is Overrated, published October 6, 2005. This is a 19-year-old story in the Santa Maria Sun, a story about you just deciding whenever you feel like it willy-nilly, just jamming your fingers in my eye in front of people. I find that very, very distracting and embarrassing.
Well, you thwarted me. You started becoming a full-time glasses wearer. So now it's harder for me to get to your eyes.
The funny part is I get like this little dry skin on my glasses and shit. You can't get to it.
I know, but I do tell you. Oh, you got dry skin again. Look, I don't know. Who's the villain? Me who's trying to clean the eye boogers out of your eyes, or you just walking around with eye boogers just in your eyes all the time?
I am a disgusting person. I think that men are gross. We don't really understand that stuff. I think women, you're trying to like, keep me cleaned up, whatever. You're kind of like, it's like a family baboon. She's like behind me, picking my hair, shit out of my hair, whatever.
Well, and
right?
also because I know it's going to fall on me. I know people are looking at you and they're just like, Jesus, doesn't Sarah look at him? Like, I know they don't say doesn't he own a mirror or doesn't he look in the mirror? All in this sexist fucking society is always like, oh God, doesn't Sarah look at him?
Who's
Like,
his watcher?
Yeah, doesn't she talk to him about this?
Yeah, get your fucking hands in there and clean that up.
I know that shit falls on me. I'm now responsible for grooming both of us. It's not fair.
But it's just one of those things where you're just like in line at Dollywood and you're having a great time and you're like, oh, this was so fun. And then you're like, you have a nose hair. It's sticking out of your nose. Push it back up in your nose. Oh, and I'm just embarrassed. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not thinking about Dollywood and all the funness to be had there. All I'm thinking about is that I have a nose hair that's flapping in the wind and you're staring at it. And now I got to like find a place in the middle of a line to shove my finger in my nose, my dirty fucking, amusement park hands into my nose and fold this nose hair over and store it up in the top so that it comes back out later.
Now, wait a minute. We just went to Dollywood. So this is a bad example because that did not happen at Dollywood. This stopped happening, I don't know, probably about 5 years ago or so. I mean, it took me 20 fucking years, but I don't have to tell you about nose hairs anymore. You take care of them yourself. There is no, we're in public and I tell you have a nose hair anymore. You finally started grooming yourself 20 years later. You don't have that issue anymore.
I only groom myself not to look better, just to save myself the fucking embarrassment of you shoving your fingers on my face. I'm just like, what do I got to do to keep that from happening?
Well, good. It worked.
So you're saying this is your method. Like
Yes.
you're a mad genius that it took you 20 years and you finally got me dialed in.
Nah, you're thankful. You got vain. This is the second story in a row where I don't recognize the narrator. So last week we talked about tequila and I was just like, I don't know this guy who doesn't drink tequila. You drink tequila all the time. This week we're talking about just your basic grooming. And once again, I don't recognize this narrator. Like my husband is vain. He's like, oh, I can't kiss you right now. I can't eat any ice cream right now because I'm whitening my teeth. I'm like, what? Who are you? You've got your nose hair trimmers. You go get your eyebrows done. Like you look great and I love it, but you take care of all of the stuff yourself now. You are constantly with Q-tips, getting in all the nooks and crannies and stuff. You're very, very, very well groomed. I think it has to do with vanity.
Well, in 2005, there was no Instagram.
Exactly. So I don't recognize this particular narrator. So you're coming at me, you're like angry for shit that I did in 2005. And I'm just like, I think you mean thank you because now you do all this shit on your own.
Those scars will just never heal.
Oh.
So embarrassed. So because there's no secrets to this motorhome, you actually know when I'm trimming my nose hairs. You get the bzzz. You're like, oh, well, he's getting himself all dialed in today.
Yeah.
So there's no secrets. I can't even have the dignity of trimming my own nose hairs without you knowing it.
Well, look, you know when I'm trimming mine. Actually, I don't really do the nose hairs so much. I do my eyebrows.
Every time I hear the buzzer, I think you're cleaning up your vagina. I'm like, sweet.
Oh, yeah, because that might be like shaving the bikini or
Yeah.
whatever.
So I'm like, hell yeah. Shave it, girl.
And then there's the other buzzer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of buzz and come up from your side of the head. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely buzz. I mean, you want to talk about like the zombie apocalypse? Like people are like, oh my God, we need food, water. You're like, I need AA batteries. You don't give a fuck about anything. You're like, how many AA batteries? Like in Zombieland, the big thing was they wanted to get Twinkies. And you'd be like, fuck that Twinkies truck. I need a truck full of AA batteries or I'm not going to have an orgasm.
Yes, fair enough.
Now you're worried. Now and I see your brain working. You're like, oh shit, we should probably stock up on some AA batteries. Like I didn't realize we needed to have a box of AA batteries.
Actually, I know.
If the world's going to end, I need to be stocked the fuck up on that.
You're just trying to
I'm worrying you.
You're trying to make fun of me, but really I was like, fuck, my biggest fear about the apocalypse was always I'm going to lose my glasses, right? Like I don't want to face the apocalypse and I can't fucking see. I don't want to be killing zombies with glasses and trying on their fucking zombie glasses to see like, is this my prescription?
Hey, when you kill this one, try to break the glasses. Yeah. Shoot him in the forehead, but keep the glasses
intact,
because they might be my prescription. Yeah.
So that's always been like sort of like my biggest
Okay. That's a
thing
legit.
that causes
That's a
me
legit
the greatest
thing, yeah.
anxiety.
It might be hard
Like,
to find glasses.
What if I lose my glasses?
But I like your resourcefulness because I never thought, because I do wear glasses too. And I'm like, yeah, that would suck. You can't find glasses. But you're like, no, I'm going to kill zombies to find glasses. Yeah. That's very resourceful on your part.
But now I have this secondary
that
story
whole storyline was never used in Walking Dead. They really missed an opportunity there. Like,
to get the glasses.
let's go out and kill some zombies. I need a fucking pair of glasses.
Yeah, I know. Everyone just had perfect vision. And
No, they're like,
Walking
I need
Dead.
these boots, but no one
needed
No one needs
glasses.
all these fucking 50-year-olds, no glasses? This is bullshit.
I know.
Who's writing
And-
this? You know why? Kids are writing this bullshit.
And now you've introduced a new fear, and that's a shortage of AA batteries.
Well, that's what I want to do. I always want to just put a little more anxiety on you. I always want you on your toes. I don't want you relaxed. I want you going like, oh, fuck. Rob's a provider. He'll probably make sure we get those batteries. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna laugh next time we're at the store. I'm like, what do we need? You're like, well, some batteries. I'm like, we don't need fucking batteries. Like, well, we do.
You never know.
Give me a 20-pack.
You never know when the apocalypse
Who's
is
gonna
coming.
rub that nub at 6,000 RPMs? Except one little Duracell Energizer battery. Now, when you watch that show, when you see that rabbit bouncing that drum, that's a vibrator. That's a whole reference to women and vibrators.
Oh, the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, the Energizer Bunny. It's not like making my RC car go down the fucking street any faster. The pink Energizer Bunny beating that drum is telling all the women out there, hey, ladies, you need this fucking Energizer AA battery.
I never
You didn't realize it, did you?
No, I didn't
You're
know.
a victim of marketing. You didn't even know it. Let's raise a glass to not Atlanta. Let's raise a glass to Nashville, where we had a great time.
Or Memphis, where we are right now.
We're about to have a good time on Beale Street.
Yeah, let's go down to Beale Street.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, hey, this show's not over. You thought it would be over, but we went to Beale Street and we found out you can drink in the street, which is one of our favorite fucking things to do here on Stories and Cocktails.
Oh, yeah, it's another city that you can drink in the street. So when we were down in Memphis tonight, we saw the Memphis Flippers.
Yes, we
Is
did.
that what they're called? No, they're called the Beale Street Flippers.
The Beale Street Flippers.
So I didn't know about them. You knew about them.
Yes.
So, okay, tell us, what are the Beale Street Flippers?
So they are fantastically in shape, gorgeous African-American men who run down the street. It's got an incline. It's a brick-laid street, and they flip, just flip, like gymnasts.
Just
Like
gymnastics.
They could be in the fucking Olympics. If there was like a Beale Street flipping contest, they would get a gold medal for sure.
This is not like a gym mat that's like super safe and soft just
No,
to flip on.
It will crush your skull immediately.
This is concrete.
These dudes have, like, if you look at them, they have some gnarly scars in their shoulders and their elbows.
Like just the street. And they just
fucking
do
eat shit.
backflips and
Amazing
back
flap
handsprings down the whole street.
Yes.
So I was standing there minding my own business, and one of them came up behind me and just like kind of like moved me out of the way in like the really like kind of like rude way that men will tell women like excuse me, because apparently we don't hear the words excuse me. We require you to put your hands like on the small of our backs and move
lay
us
your
away.
hands on you.
So I was ready, because I feel like hands on the small of my back, and I know it's not you, like kind of pushing me out of the way. So I was ready to throw an elbow and maybe kick a dude. And then I turned around and I was like, oh, you're incredibly good looking. Do you do back handsprings for a living? You are incredibly good looking. I will get out of your way. Actually, I will get in your way and then have you like move me out of your way like a couple more times. So that was the first thing that happened.
Let me give you my perception of this. No, because I said, like, first of all, I'm like, oh, this is where the Beale Street Flippers are. And so I'm like standing on the curb so they can do their work. And you're just wandering through their fucking like area where they flip.
Well, I
like
didn't
an
know.
idiot. You're just
I
like,
didn't know.
oh, there's a girl over here singing. Look at the neon lights. I'm like, honey, you're kind of in the way. I was like, yeah, you'll figure it out. So finally he had to put his hands on. He's like, hey, get the fuck out of the way. We're going to flip down the street.
Yeah, that's your version of it.
Well, that's the facts.
My version was just like, then I just kept getting in the way. Like, move me again.
You're like, hey, am I in the way again? Please put your gorgeous hands on me.
Then finally, I got out of the way because you were like, hey, dumbass, like, stop making them move you around, like, and just come over here. And I was like, oh, is it that obvious? And you told him, you're like, she wipes with cardboard. She's disgusting.
She stinks like cardboard.
No, that didn't happen. So then we move over to the side. Now they start grabbing women because they need women to flip over. Now they're not going to just do the back handsprings down the street. They actually want to line up like a big group of women, and they're going to flip.
It's like a dude riding a skateboard jumping over a garbage can, but instead he's jumping over 5 women.
Are you saying 5 women or like a garbage can? What the fuck is wrong with you? So he starts calling up girls, and he's got like 2 girls, and they're like getting tips. Like, I'm going to jump over these 2 girls and give me tips. And then all of a sudden he's like, no, 3 girls. I'm going to jump over 3 girls. So then he has 3. And I'm just kind of like, oh, like not making eye contact. Like, I don't want to be jumped over. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like sort of like pushed out of the way a little bit, but I don't want to be jumped over.
You want to be manhandled. You don't want to be part of the garbage can jumping feat.
Right. And so then finally I can't not make eye contact, and I can't. And so they drag me up there, and I'm the 4th woman, and I'm on the end.
Yes.
So I'm like, fuck. If
You're in the danger zone.
Exactly. Like, if he doesn't clear us,
he's going to hit somebody in the face. It's going to be
me.
Yeah.
I'm the last person.
Just one big Air Jordan in the skull.
Yeah. So I'm we're all a little bit nervous and stuff, but we're just like, hey, okay, get this jump out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. And he's teaching us, like, he's coming over like a freaking coach. You know what I mean? And he's just like, okay, get close together, tighten it up. And he's like showing us how to like bend our knees and like squat down to get
like,
low enough.
This is just like when I try to shake the urine off my vagina in the bathroom. I know this move.
Except for that now I have a coach. I don't have a coach in the bathroom.
Oh.
So he's just, like squat and it's showing us how to do it. And so I'm ready. Then I see they start pulling out a fifth woman. And I'm like, oh shit, you can't jump over 5 of us. But I'm also a little bit relieved because now there's going to be a fifth woman. She's going to be on the outside. It's going to be her head that gets bashed in.
Yes.
So I am a little bit, I'm like, bring her up here. Bring her up.
Yeah, make her number 5.
So they bring up number 5.
Let her get kicked in the fucking face.
And she stands on the end. And then he comes back over and he looks at me and he looks at number 5 and he makes us move. And he puts me back on the outside. And I'm like, no, I've already been here.
He looked at you, he's like, this looks like the kind of chick that take a hit in the face.
Yes.
He's like, is that your husband? He's a cop? Probably hit you in the face numerous times.
Oh, and in the meantime, you're holding my purse. You're holding our bag of fucking tchotchkes that we bought. You're holding my drink. One of the women, she's holding her purse and she's like, oh, is that your husband? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, he held my purse. I'm like, yeah, he's a safe place. So then you start holding her purse.
I like you say safe place, like he's a sucker. I turned you just to a fucking purse tree. I was just standing in the side of the street, just cuckolded by these men jumping over you, just holding everyone's purses.
Another chick was like, well, he held my beer. I'm like, yeah.
I'll
like,
fucking drink that beer too.
I'm looking at all. I'm like, hey, all 5 of us, just give our purses and our beers to that man right there. So you have all of the beers, you have the purses.
Feeling very emasculated.
So now he's like, I feel like I'm in a safe space. I'm number 4 of 5. And he's like, no. And he moves us and he puts me as the 5th person and he moves her to the inside. And I kind of look at him. I'm like, dude, I've been here longer. Like my feelings are hurt.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. Like I'm not the 5th concubine.
My husband's holding your purse. I still gotta get hit in the face.
One.
This is fucked up.
And then he's like, no, it has to do with height. Like it's because you're a taller. And I'm like, you want to put the tallest person on the outside? That doesn't make any sense, sir.
We're putting on a stunt show, yo.
But I was like, okay. So new girl, she is like so excited. She's like, I've been watching him on Facebook. He's got this. I've seen him do this so many times on Facebook. I can't believe I'm a part of the show. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we're not going to get hit. And she's like, looking and she's like, no. She's like, he's got this. But then he comes over and he's like pushing us in. He's like, scoot in a little tighter. And then she's grabbing me. And she's like, no, he's got this. I've seen him do this. He's got this. But she's also grabbing me and she's pulling me in tighter. And she's like, get closer, get closer. I'm like, which is it? Is he going to flip over all of us or do I need to get closer to you?
You got this or I got to squat
like,
lower? What's the plan?
Yeah. So then he comes over and he's coaching us again. And he's got his friend too. And so they're both coaching us. And he's like, okay, when he says get down, you guys are going to get, when he says go down, you guys are going to go down like this. And he's like showing us like the squat that we need to do and like tuck in our shoulders and get like really low. But he keeps saying like, when he says go down, well, I'm a fucking comedian, right? So he's trying to coach us for our own safety. He's trying to keep me from getting a concussion from his foot kicking me in the face. But I take this moment to be like, nobody tells me to go down without at least, buying me dinner first or something. Like, come on.
At least a few drinks in the street on Beale Street.
Yeah, like.
Well, I think
I'm like, I'll do it when
you.
I'm in the mood. And then he's just looking at me and he couldn't help but laugh. But he was also like, lady, we're trying to get like a lot of tips here. We're the Beale Street Flippers. We got like a whole Facebook page. I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm going to do this whole act 10 fucking times tonight.
I was trying to communicate with him. I'm like, listen, guys, this bitch don't listen. Like, she's the one that was standing in front of you guys earlier. Why'd you put her number 5? She's going to stand up at the most inopportune time. She's going to be like, hey, I got to pee. Bam! Right in the fucking face. And this guy's going to fall down, break his goddamn neck. I'm like,
but I didn't do that.
Not only is this a crazy stunt show, they made it way more dangerous because I love you. I've been married to you for 27 years. You don't listen to a fucking word I say. And I'm surprised that you had the patience to squat that low as long as you did. Because I was like, she's going to stand up. She's going to stand up. So I was like, I'm going to film this because when you stand up, he's going to be in a wheelchair. It will be, I don't know, America's Funniest Home Videos is like $100,000, right?
Yeah, they shouldn't have chosen me.
Oh, nice. I knew that. I was like, oh my fucking God, I cannot believe they moved her to the end. This is a bad idea.
So there I was, giving him my good jokes, telling him like, I will not go down when you say go down. I'll go down when I feel like it. You know what I mean?
And also stand up at the most rare opportunity.
But then I was like, if you're going to kick me in the face, I'll go ahead and go down now. So we squatted down and I was with my new bestest friend in the whole wide world. And she keeps pulling me in closer. So I was like, your actions are telling me he doesn't have this, but your words are, because she's like, no, I've seen him on Facebook. He's got this.
Very reassuring.
He's got this. Yeah, she was
verbally,
like, verbally reassuring.
Physically saying
But
like, he's not going to make it. He's not
and
going to
she was just like this little tiny thing. And she just had all the strength in the world. And she's just like pulling me in tighter. Like our shoulders have to be closer together. She's like pulling me to like, you have to squat down. He's going to kick you in the face. I'm like, I kind of think my husband wants him to. I don't know. I've got a whole bad feeling about this. But then he just flipped over us and it was amazing.
Oh,
and
dude, he cleared you like it was nothing.
Like
it was awesome.
There was no conflict. Like the climax of the story is just like, and then he flipped over us. But the thing is we were so like low with our heads down. We didn't even know that he had flipped over us. So we were actually like,
you guys missed the whole show.
Yeah, no, all 5 of us are just heads down. And we were like, did he do it? Can we stand up? Like, is it safe to stand up? Is it safe to stand up? And we're like waiting to hear the crowd cheer. Like, is it safe to stand up? And then finally, my new friend, she like popped her head up and she's like, oh, okay, we can get
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. We're safe.
Congratulations to you. I'd never seen you follow directions like that in my life. I'm very proud of you. You didn't fuck the show up. And you were part of the Beale Street Flippers show tonight. Well, you did so great. You look beautiful out there.
If a young man with a gymnast body starts
telling you to go down,
telling me what to do, I listen.
You don't listen to me for shit.
Well, you don't do 10 flips down Beale Street.
No, I don't. I couldn't even do a somersault down Beale Street, dude. Best I could do is fall off a curb with a beer in my hand. The best I could fucking do on Beale Street is just fucking fall down. Whoops, shit. So thank you for hanging out for an extended version of Stories and Cocktails. We have partied in Atlanta. We've partied in Nashville, in Memphis. We've had a great time. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see Elvis in Graceland, and then we're going to wheels up and leave Tennessee.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's raise a glass and
cheers.
Cheers.
And that was Last Call. You did it. You survived an episode of Stories and Cocktails. But did Rob or Sarah's liver survive the show? I don't know. Tune into the next episode to find out, to enjoy some more stories and some more cocktails. By the way, if you want to support the debauchery of the show, then buy the host their next round by Venmoing a couple of gold doubloons at Stories and Cocktails. Back in the day, a gold doubloon was only 4 Spanish dollars. Who knew? Well, folks, I'll be right here behind the bar, cleaning the glassware and awaiting your return to the Stories and Cocktails podcast. Cheerio, friends.
If you enjoy hearing Rob Kreider's different humor columns here on the Stories and Cocktails podcast, then I promise you will love his novel, Cadet Blues. Cadet Blues is Rob's hilarious tell-all about desperately trying to survive the shock and awe boot camp-style training at the California Highway Patrol Academy. People from all different walks of life have come to love this book because Cadet Blues is simply a crazy good read. Heartfelt, inspiring, and damn funny. It's available in paperback through Amazon, eBay, or cadetblues.com, where you can get free shipping and a personalized autographed book. Or you can download a digital copy of Cadet Blues from Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, or Apple iBooks. Do yourself a favor and check out the novel, Cadet Blues.